Hello Kabibis and welcome to my first official tarot video. Today we are looking into the spiritual world to see what awaits for you in your career or academic life. Before we start, I want to say that this does not replace professional advice. I am not a professional advisor of any sort, whether that be for career or academics. And I want to make sure you guys know that tarot delves into possible outcomes, possible futures, connecting with the spiritual world. And this is not set in stone. Your choices do matter in your life, and I am not telling you what to do, just possibilities for your future. I would also like to say that if spirituality is not your thing, then that is totally fine, and I will see you in another video. For today, we have 3 decks to choose from. I brought out the Magician from each deck because I thought the Magician kind of represents success in terms of creating your own destiny. The Magician is all about manifestation and having the tools for your own future at your disposal. So you can choose based on the number of the deck, you can choose based on the picture on the card, the back of the card, or some crystals I pulled out. If you've never viewed or listened to a pick a card reading before, they are a little different than personal tarot readings because I am channeling for a collective of people. I split them into groups so that you have some say in what predictions you get, allowing people to choose what card they want, what group they want, involves the listener into the tarot reading. So first we have this card. I actually don't know the name of this deck. All of the labels on it just say tarot deck, but it's very beautiful. And then this is group 1, and with it we have this amethyst, or I assume it's unpolished amethyst. It looks like an amethyst to me. I don't have all of my crystals, so all of these crystals actually came with this deck. For group 2, we have the Adventure Time tarot deck. This is the back. It's very cute. And then we have this crystal. I have no idea what this is. I would assume it's some kind of synthetic rock just based on the colors, but possibly not. I have no idea, but it's very beautiful. And then for the third group, we have the Anime Tarot deck. Here's the back. The illustrations are gorgeous, and what I assume to be rose quartz. Sorry in advance for my nails being grown out. But yes, this is group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. The timestamps will be in the description, so choose your group and let's see what awaits. Hello, if you chose this card, group 1, or this amethyst crystal, this is your group. We will be finding out what is in store for your career or academic future. I have some other decks. I have an oracle deck. I have some more tarot cards for any clarifying messages we need. But here, let me shuffle a little bit first, actually. Group 1. Please tell us what is in store for group 1's, oops, for group 1's career and academic future. I think I got ink on my cards. Well, they'll get broken in at some point anyway. Okay. 10 of Wands in reverse. I only recently started taking reversals, but I like it. Okay, the Fool in reverse. take that many. Please, only a few. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, we'll take that one. Knight of Cups in reverse. Oh my goodness. Lots of reversals today. Page of Wands. 2. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. Okay. I like the number 7, so we're gonna get one more. Oh my goodness, can't take all this. I'm not gonna count the Magician just because I pulled that card out myself. One more card, please. Ace of Wands. Interesting. Very interesting. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, I'm gonna put this card to the side so we can look at the cards we pulled together. Okay, group 1, it seems to me like you are under a lot of stress. You have 10 of Wands in reverse, which a lot of the time is exhaustion, pressure. You have the Fool in reverse, which is, yeah, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. It almost seems like you're trying to make a very big decision and you're not sure which way to go because you're worried about making the wrong choice. You might be a perfectionist. You might be worried that making the wrong choice will mess up your future, almost like you're worried that you'll ruin your own life. That sounds really dramatic, but I want to say you have a lot of time. And I know that, especially for young people, it's hard to internalize that idea that you have time. But honestly, with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords in reverse, it almost seems to me like you're anxious to make a decision about your future. Like, you want to get the ball rolling. You want to get to where you're confident. You want to, make these decisions quickly because it makes you anxious. But honestly, you might want to take a breath, slow down, consider all of your options, breathe, and then maybe clarity will come to you. Yeah, honestly, with the Ace of Wands, you have a lot of creativity. You're very creative, and sort of slowing down, taking a breath might allow you to think of what you actually want, might bring you that inspiration to go after what it is that you're really looking for. Okay, I have an oracle deck that I want to look at. I'll probably be reading from this oracle deck book just because I am not that familiar with it yet. Whoops. All right, what does group 1 need to know for the future of their career or academic life? Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Yeah, like, just take a breath. Things are hectic, and okay, well, I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Okay. So I will read the book for these because I'm not super well versed in this deck yet. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being, cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest and refuel, to take a moment to restock and replenish, and slow right on down. Like I was saying, I think you need to take a breath. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like the time is running out, and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. Exactly. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes? What is your body yearning for? When was the last time you took a holiday? Yeah, like I was saying, I think you need to pause. I think you need to pause. I think you need to breathe. I think you need to rest for a moment and sort of take stock of what you actually want. Okay, I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. I'm not sure I agree with that, but anyway, when you plotted out these exact moments among the timeline of your life, we live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage to find. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life. To trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires your courage and faith. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. The only way around it is through it. Yeah, I think whether or not you agree with, predestined fates, I kind of disagree with that. But I think it's very important to remember that doubt is normal, indecision is normal. Yeah, I really think you just need to take a breather, that you need to pause. And I know that for some people that's not always an option, and it can be really hard, but even if it's for a day, I think taking a break will be very beneficial for you. All right, I have this mini tarot deck, one of my favorites, but I just want a couple more messages. And then I have some charms. Death. Okay. Don't be scared. If you're new to tarot, don't be scared. That's not a bad card. Four of Cups. Okay. I won't take those because they all fell out in a group. Okay, I'll take those two. The Sun in reverse and the Ace of Swords. So we got Ace of Swords both in reverse and upright. Ten of Wands, King of Cups, Page of Wands. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think you're scared that making the wrong decision will destroy your life. And I just want to say, like, I know it's super scary making huge decisions about your career, but it's all right to make a decision and realize you were wrong. It's okay to change your mind about things. It's okay to leave the path you were on. It's okay to make mistakes, is basically what I'm saying. And yeah, with the Four of Cups, it's like you're worried that because you're focusing on the path you're on, that you're missing out on what you're not choosing. Yeah, so the Ace of Swords in reverse is hesitation and delay. And then the Ace of Swords upright is decision, creativity, inspiration. And so I really think getting both of them, this is your current state, the Ace of Swords in reverse. And taking a break can bring you back to that Ace of Swords upright energy. With death, death represents change. You know, the circle of life, it is cyclical. With death comes rebirth. And so death represents a change in your life, usually a very significant change. And I think that's what you're afraid of, honestly. But I think you don't need to be afraid of big change. You don't have to be worried about what you're missing in the decision you're not choosing. I think you need to take a breath. I think you need to pause. I think you need to listen to your own brain. I don't know if you're into meditation, but that might be something that you can look into and decide if it's for you. Journaling your thoughts out might help you. Seeking professional advice if it's really weighing on your mind. But whatever decision that you need to make will be better made with a clear head, with a rested mind, with a rested body. It is hard to make these very big life decisions when you're sleep deprived, when you're stressed out. And I know that it's hard to get out of that state. But like I said, even just an evening off would benefit you. Meditate, take a bath, watch a show that you don't really have to focus on, read a book that you like, just, sleep if you need to catch up on sleep, eat one of your favorite meals. I think letting yourself have that time off, even if it's short, even if it's just an evening, even if it's just a little bit, I think will really benefit you. Okay, charms. Now, I don't have that many charms. Sorry, it's loud. But I do want to get a couple. Interesting. Okay. You have a turtle, a dog, ring, a dolphin. You have R2-D2. Okay. So for one, you're very disciplined. Like I said earlier, I think you might be a perfectionist. When I think of ballet, I think of discipline. Yes, you're very creative, but you may be very self-critical. Honestly, so this is a ring, right? And rings often represent commitment. And with this ring that's bent, it makes me think of a commitment that you're not 100% sure about. And with this vibe of indecision, especially with this carabiner also, you feel tied down to something, but you're not sure about it. And this, the carabiner is a reminder that, you have a way out. Like, it opens. You can take it off and put it somewhere else. And I think that's just a reminder that even if you are latched onto something, even if you're committed to something, you can change your path. You don't have to stay committed to that thing if it's stressing you out, if you're not sure, or even if you do go back to that thing. Taking a break. You know, carabiners often hold stuff, so they cause a lot of stress and weight. So just, you know, pausing, taking a break might help you. With R2-D2 to me is just adventure and playfulness. So it might be telling you need to, you know, pause. You need to bring back some of that playful energy. Sometimes charms can be very specific. So let's say the dolphin and the turtle. If you were going into a career about, you know, marine biology or something like that, that can just be a sign that this is meant for you. So definitely, if you see something that you feel is very personal, feel free to take that as your own message. The dog to me is loyalty. And you may be worried that not sticking to your plan means you're giving up. But when I think of the dolphin, I think about, you know, a free spirit. So like I said, you don't have to stick to this path if it's not for you. And I think with the turtle, it's definitely, like I was saying, pause, slow down, take a breath. Your journey is still going if you're resting. Like, a pause is not quitting. And then with this Nightmare Before Christmas pin, this makes me think of, you know, treasure. Candy is obviously a treat. So, like I was saying, I think you need to pause and, you know, get a little sweet treat. Take a break. Do something nice for yourself. Let yourself calm down, rest for a little while, and then you can jump back into whatever path you're on, whatever decision you decide to make. Well, that is all I'm seeing for you, Group 1. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. If this isn't resonating, feel free to pick another group. Or if you don't think any of the groups resonate, that is completely fine, and I will see you in the next video. If you're interested in more tarot readings will be coming soon, and thank you so much for watching. Hello, Group 2. If you chose the Adventure Time Tarot deck, or Group 2, or this purple and orange crystal, this group is for you. We will be seeing what is in store for your career or academic future today. Let me do a quick shuffle. What is in store for Group 2 in their career or academic future? I'm going to get 7 cards. Oh my goodness. Knight of Swords. The Fool. Okay. I'm not going to count the Magician because I pulled that card myself, so. What is in store for Group 2? Okay. The Four of Wands in reverse, Judgment in reverse. Oh, that is way too many. No, thank you. Please give me 3 more. 3 more for Group 2. Oh, well, that's 3 more. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and the 3 of Swords. Coins are pentacles, if you're used to hearing pentacles. Okay. Okay, so you might be just starting your career, or maybe a new career, but the Fool is new adventures. The Ace of Coins is coins. Pentacles usually refers to, obviously, money. They're coins, so financial situation. So you might be starting a new job or, you know, going into a new career. The Knight of Swords is a very quick energy. Swords are the second fastest. I would say the Knight of Swords is the second fastest, second to the Knight of Wands. Swords are knowledge, they are clarity, they are, you know, intellectual situations. So maybe you're starting school soon, or you're starting a job based on something you studied. But with Judgment in reverse and Three of Swords, I almost feel like you're doubting yourself. You feel like you're not ready. You have this opportunity, but it's almost like you don't believe in yourself. You've already got this position, but you're worried about messing up. Yeah, with the Four of Wands, this can mean, you know, upright, the Four of Wands is celebration. Can I pick up the card, please? Upright, the Four of Wands is celebration. Reversed can be calling you to allow yourself to celebrate something. It almost is like you are hesitant to allow yourself joy almost. Yeah, there's a lot of self-doubt. Judgment in reverse can almost be self-loathing. Yeah, what I'm getting mostly is just you're already there. You're already, either you've gotten a position or you've gotten into a degree, you're well on your way. Maybe you're almost completing a goal, but now that you're close, now that you're there, the doubt is setting in and you're worried about messing up. But with the Knight of Swords, you have the skills, you have the intellect. You just need to allow yourself to acknowledge that. You need to allow yourself to have that confidence. Okay, I have some oracle cards. I'm gonna read from the book for these because I'm not used to this deck yet. What does group 2 need to know about their career and academic future? That's too many. Just 2, please. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Okay. Deep cellular healing. Physical and emotional healing. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to read from the book for these just because I'm not used to this deck yet. Deep cellular healing. Your body knows how to heal. Healing is your natural state. Physical and emotional disharmony can be a reflection of how the world, inner and outer, has been out of alignment. Be kind and tender to your miraculous body. Give yourself the grounding and care you need to treat yourself with tender care. To call in a team of helpers to support you in navigating any challenges you may be experiencing emotionally. Yeah. To find calmness and contentedness, to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. Yeah, I think for this, like I said, it's almost like the struggle isn't in your actual academic or career life, it's emotional. Maybe this stress or this doubt in yourself is making you physically ill too. That can happen. If you struggle with anxiety, that could be a message for you. Earth pulsing. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's suggesting meditation. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. Yeah, what I'm getting from these is less a literal meaning and more just that you need to be kind to yourself. It feels like you're putting yourself down almost. And I think you've worked hard for whatever this is, and you deserve to allow yourself to have this thing. You can do it, you are capable, and you don't have to, you know, almost like you need a reminder that you're in this position for a reason. Okay, let me rearrange some of the cards and then we will get some more clarifying messages. Okay, I have this mini Everyday Witch tarot deck, one of my favorites. The Magician. Oh, 2 magicians, very powerful energy. The Star. Oh, yeah. 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is so clear to me. You have the abilities. The Magician. You have the ability to do what you need to do. You have the tools of manifestation at your disposal. You have the control of your future, of your career, of your academics. The Star, dreams, hopes, you know, goals. You have the ability to reach this. You are reaching it. It's almost like you can touch it. You're almost there. But the 10 of Wands, you are burdened by doubt, by exhaustion, by self-loathing, and you don't need to be. And I know that doesn't fix mental illness. It doesn't fix anxiety for someone to just be like, don't be anxious, but talking to a professional, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, these are things that can help lighten the load of something like anxiety. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a professional. This is not professional advice, but maybe talking to someone about these issues, even though if that's, you know, if that's an advisor, a therapist, a psychiatrist, a friend, a doctor, if it's affecting your physical health. Yeah, it seems you have the capabilities, but you don't have the confidence. And I think that's something you need to work on because it is a skill you can learn. Confidence is, I know fake it till you make it seems silly, but it does help. Okay, I have some charms that I want to pull. I don't want to pull many, but sorry that it's loud. Okay, not that many. Ooh. If you recognize what that is. Okay. This always makes me think of water, emotions. You're ruled by your emotions right now. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that it's what's happening. This, because it's obviously Cinderella and Prince Charming, but the faces are scuffed. So you're achieving your dream, but you don't think it's real. It's like you don't feel like you deserve it. You don't feel like it's you that's supposed to be there. And then this is a doll. It makes me think of, you know, taking care of dolls, you know, how you play with dolls when you're little. or at least I did. This, honestly, you might benefit from doing inner child healing work. I'm not an expert in that, but it might benefit you to write down your feelings, to figure out why you have these fears, why you have this self-doubt, to explore that within yourself, to try and do things that make you feel better, that sort of attempt to heal these wounds that you have. So for example, if someone saw a drawing you did when you were little and said, that looks bad, you might benefit from going back to drawing, but in a way that's less stressful. Maybe, you know, draw in a coloring book, or just let yourself doodle. I mean, obviously that's just one example. That's the first thing I could think of, but yeah, it's a sign to nurture yourself. I definitely overall just think that you are capable of getting to the point of your dreams, and if you're already there, you deserve to be there. And this self-doubt is not a reflection of the truth. It is a reflection of your own feelings, and obviously that needs to be taken into account, but know that it is not a reflection of your self-worth, and you would benefit from, you know, reminding yourself that you deserve to be where you are, that you've worked hard for this, and you are rightfully there. All right, group 2, that's all I see for you today. If this resonated, feel free to comment about how you feel about this reading. If this did not resonate, feel free to pick another group. And regardless, I will see you next time. Hello, group 3. If you chose this group, this anime tarot deck card, or the rose quartz crystal, this is your group, and we are going to be finding out what is in store for your future in your career or academic life. I'm going to give this a quick shuffle. Whoops. Because this is the anime tarot deck, there are anime related descriptions for some of the cards. So if we get a major arcana card, I will read it out. All right, what does group 3, nope, too many. What does group 3 need to know for the future of their career or academic life? 2 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Almost scattered those cards everywhere. Ace of Swords, 5 of Swords. Page of Wands. Going to get 7. Oh. Queen of Wands in reverse. I love the art for this deck. High Priestess. Where is that? I see you. And the Devil. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting a few energies here. Group 3. Okay, so you are incredibly creative. You have a lot of passion. You have a lot of ideas. But it almost seems like you're very impulsive, to me, at least. This might not be true, but Page of Wands, Queen of Wands in reverse. Wands are fire. They're very fast. They're quick thinking, and they're quick to make decisions. The Devil, temptation, vice. You have the creativity, you have the intellect, you have the connection to yourself that you need to succeed in your career, but something is holding you back. I don't know if it's your impulsivity, or let me read the major arcana cards for you. The High Priestess is the Miko. Intuition, spirituality, the divine feminine, subconscious, and duality. Calls for you to follow your intuition, connect with your spirituality, and search for deeper meanings. Gatekeeper of hidden information that can be deciphered by digging into your subconscious and following your gut. Analog in anime is the Miko, a shrine maiden of the Shinto region. These characters are usually born with latent abilities that awaken when most needed, though these abilities can also be cultivated with practice. Okay, yeah, like I was saying, you definitely have the gift. I don't know how to describe you. You have it. You have that star power. The devil is yandere. Oppression, addiction, sexuality, and temptation. The devil has two sides. One side encourages you to delight in the pleasures of life, such as lust, decadence, and indulgence. The other warns of unhealthy attachment and addiction. Are there negative vices that continuously bring you down and hold you back? Don't let reasonable indulgences become toxic. The devil is unfulfilled and tries to achieve fulfillment with the same short-term solutions over and over again. You may be falling victim to a cycle, trapped in bad habits and toxic dependencies that lead you down the wrong path. Check in with yourself and your habits when this card appears. Are you restricting yourself from indulging, or have you delved too far into decadence? The devil's analog in anime is the yandere. Yandere are usually depicted as girls or women, but they can occasionally be men who are mentally and emotionally unstable and obsessed with an object of love or affection. Their obsession with a goal or lifestyle has gone too far and become oppressive, turning something that was initially idealistic, destructive, and harmful. The yandere's obsession dominates their actions, terrorizing and tainting the object of their passion. What should be a good thing has for the yandere become toxic. Yeah, one of the references is Light Yagami from Death Note. Yeah, so you have the drive, you have the passion, but be wary of throwing yourself so far into your career, into your academics, that you burn out completely. The devil can represent temptation and vice, but I feel the need to warn you that your career goals can be the devil. Your goals and ambitions can be the thing that you latch onto. A vice does not have to be, drugs or alcohol or cigarettes or sex. It can be something completely attainable, something completely normal that you push too far. So, with all of this creativity, with all of this drive and passion that you have, I feel the need to warn you that pushing yourself to that limit can be detrimental, can be very harmful. It's almost like you have this gift, you have this skill that you've honed, but there's a warning not to hurt yourself in the process. Like, let's take an athlete, for example. Someone who is amazing at, say, volleyball. This is an anime tarot deck, and Haikyuu is one of my favorite anime, so let's say volleyball. You're great at volleyball, and you love volleyball, and you love playing volleyball, but you play so much that you get exhausted. And when you're exhausted, you make a mistake, you fall, you hurt yourself, you break a bone, suddenly you're not playing volleyball anymore. And maybe it was right before, a competition where you would be scouted for a team. And what I'm saying is that pushing yourself too far can have a domino effect that's really negative. And so I think the big message here is, yes, you have the ability to do these things. Yes, you can reach your goals. Yes, you're creative, you're talented. and you're working super hard, but don't let it become an obsession that hurts you physically. Don't work so hard that you make yourself sick. Don't focus so much on your career that you ignore everything else. Make time for yourself. Make time for hobbies that aren't related to your career. Make time for things that are important to you other than this, so that this does not consume you. Okay, obviously, like I said at the beginning, I am not a professional, and most things are good in moderation. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I have some oracle cards that I'm going to read from the book for these two, just because I'm not used to this deck yet. I'd like 2 cards, please. Perspective. Cracked open. Okay. Yeah, this is, obviously I haven't read it yet, but this is making me think of pushing yourself too far can be detrimental in the end. Okay, let me get the book. Cracked open. Don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. Yeah, okay, so this is saying be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we can only dream or possible. But first, they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen, so surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Okay, I kind of disagree with that, but in my interpretation, I feel this is saying life is going to make you pause. Life is going to get you to slow down. Life is going to go at its own pace, whether you are open to that or not. And that's kind of what I was getting with the devil. Like, it's hard to describe what I'm feeling. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective, shift your point of view, and zoom out, out, out. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence. Yeah, honestly, the thing I want to say from this card is, like, there is space for you. Yes, the world is competitive. Yes, sometimes it's dog eat dog, you know, but you have time. You don't need to do everything right now. You don't have to fight until you collapse. You can pause. You can take a break. And that's honestly a theme with every group so far today, is that you can pause. You have so much time. Take a break. See how far you've come. Acknowledge that even if you have a long way to go, you have time to get there. Okay, I want to get a couple more cards from the mini Everyday Witch Tarot deck. Oh, I just dropped a card somewhere. Where did that go? Okay. Six of Cups. One more, please. Two of Cups. Yeah, okay. Things are not going to change as soon as you pause. Pausing your journey is not stopping your journey. Things are not going to change completely if you stop and take a breath. Yeah, like I said earlier, you have a gift. You are very good at whatever you do. You've honed your talents very well. Two of Cups. it's a soulmate card, but in a non-love reading, I always think of like destiny. You're gonna get there. You're going to get there. You will make it, but you need to pause. You need to slow down. You need to remember that things aren't going to change immediately if you pause. And I know that's situational, but yeah, you have this gift. You will get there. You don't have to run yourself ragged just to get there as fast as you can. You have time. Okay, I want to pull a couple charms. Not that many, but sorry if this is loud. Okay. Oh, group 1 got this and group 2 got this. Okay. If these connect to any personal messages for you, you can definitely take that as a sign that maybe this is for you. Or charms can be very personal, so like if your dream is to be a violinist, maybe this is just a nod to that. The Tree of Life makes me think of nurturing, care, connection with spirituality, but also with yourself. The button makes me think of losing one button on a shirt with many buttons. Losing one button doesn't make it unwearable. And it's almost, I feel like maybe you're so focused on your career that you feel like you can never fail. One failure is unacceptable. Yeah, the ring is commitment, but this ring is warped. It makes me think of wavering commitment, but in this case, it's making me think of commitment so hard that it changes you. Like physically could change you. Violin makes me think of, it makes me think of discipline. A knife, a dagger makes me think of pain. It makes me think of swords, which is intellect, which you have lots of. The Cinderella pin yeah, group 2 also got this, so maybe if you feel like you want more messages, group 2 might be one to look at. But it makes me think of getting your dreams. But in this case, it makes me think of not necessarily Cinderella and Prince Charming meeting, but Cinderella's life. I mean, obviously she did not have a choice to push herself the way that she did, but almost like letting you know that you'll get that happy ending. You just need to, like, you don't have to exhaust yourself. Yeah, so what I'm seeing overall is you have the drive, you have the talent, but you need to not let it become an obsession, because that can hurt you mentally, physically, and it can even, in some cases, drive you away from that goal that you have. All right, group 3, that is everything I have for you today. If you liked this reading, if it resonated, feel free to let me know in the comments, and if it didn't, feel free to pick another group. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you next time.